What's up? You fall off your climbing frame again? Sorry. Oh, yeah, we had a call.
Oh, yes, Dr. Gill. Oh, nurse, would you take the WPC to Dr. Gill? Certainly.
Cheers.
Ah, Dr. Gill, this is...
WPC Ackland.
All right.
Hi.
Thanks for coming. Hope I'm not wasting your time.
No, we normally get called here on a Saturday night. 6 o'clock's a bit early, that's all.
All right, yes. Look, it's just that we've had this young child in, a boy aged 4, with his parents. His back was burnt. Apparently, he fell against a gas fire at home. He was wearing a sweatshirt and the polyester melted and stuck to his skin.
Yeah, is he all right?
Oh yes, we separated him from his sweatshirt, patched him up, and there was no real medical reason to leave him in overnight, so they've gone home. The thing is, I'm not entirely happy about the injury. I suppose I should have rung you while he was still here.
What, the cause, you mean?
For the fabric to have melted and stuck to his skin like that, I'm not sure if he could have just fallen against the fire. I think he may have been held against it.
Right, you better give me the name and address.
This way.
Neil and Cheryl Hooper, the address 41, that's 41 Talgar Estate. Just to check to see if anything's known, please. I'm on my way to see them now.
Well, where is Patrick now? Look, don't worry. Doesn't mean he's left home. Shirley, I'm at work. I'm on patrol. Shirley, I do try. No, you keep out of it. No, you just encourage him. You always have. Look.
Thank you.
643 from Sierra Oscar receiving, over.
643 receiving.
Hooper, 41 Talgar Estate, nothing known.
Well, it's hardly surprising. They don't seem to live here. Look, can I get back to you later?
Hello, darling.
I'm sorry to disturb you. I'm trying to locate a Mr. and Mrs. Hooper. My information was that they live next door.
Oh, Cheryl.
Yes, that's right.
Oh, no, she left months ago.
You haven't any idea where?
Yes, not far. I've been to visit her once. Was she in trouble?
No, I don't think so. No, it's just a routine inquiry.
Well, it's Blinden Road.
Linden Road, thank you.
Yeah, 55. Flat C.
So, is that council? Her and her husband got transferred, did they?
Husband?
Yeah. Neil?
No, not Neil. Her husband's Pete. He's long gone. Years.
What date do you mean?
No, run off like they all do.
So there's just Cheryl and Michael, yeah?
No, Neil. Her boyfriend's name's Neil.
Right.
Kettle's boiling. Do you want a cup?
No, thanks. No, I must get along and see Cheryl. So it's 55 Blinden Road. Right, thank you, Mrs.
Boyce, Eleanor Boyce. My husband's long gone too. Thank God.
Sierra Oscar from 643, receiving, over.
Receiving, go ahead, Jude.
If Sergeant Cryer's still out on patrol, could you tell him I'd appreciate his help with this Hooper inquiry?
Okay, understood.
Mrs. Cheryl Hooper?
Yeah.
Sergeant Cryer, Sunhill Police. WPC Ackland. You got a couple of minutes?
What for?
Well, could we come in?
Thank you.
Thanks.
What's it about?
It's about Michael.
Carried out with strict regard for the traditions of the regiment. This year it was the same as ever, except in one respect. For the first time in their celebrated history, the squadron did not allow officers to join their ranks, in the form of 20-year-old Sarah Morley, with an attachment to the cavalry from the Women's Royal Army Corps. While preparations for the inspection were underway, she admitted that she's had a mixed
Mrs. Hooper, the doctor who looked after Michael at the hospital, Dr. Gill, he was a bit concerned.
We was all
Excuse
concerned.
me, could we turn the television set off?
How did you overcome the
We was all concerned.
if I had?
How do you think I felt?
Just carried on as
Yeah, well,
normal.
I'm sure it must have been awful, but the point is that if a doctor is concerned, then he or she has to contact us. It's normal procedure, that's all.
If they're concerned about the nature of the injury, what caused it?
Michael fell against the fire. This fire here. Well, there's bits of his sweatshirt still sticking to it.
All right. We're not trying to hassle you, Mrs. Hooper. But it was, you know, a nasty injury. And if we're called, we have to ask. As the WPC said, it's just routine. Got to get the paperwork cleared up. Is Michael here?
Yeah.
Can we see him?
No, he's asleep. Well, he has to rest, the doctor said.
Oh.
Is this your flat, Cheryl?
I live here, yeah.
Why did you give the wrong address to the hospital then?
Did I?
Yes. You gave your old address on the Tulgar estate.
I bet, I suppose. I lived there a long time. Look, I was in a bit of a state this afternoon, all right?
Well, you also gave the wrong name.
What?
Is your husband's name Neil?
I don't have an husband.
Are you divorced?
Not officially.
Neil's your boyfriend, is he? Does he live here with you?
What's that got to do with you?
Nothing. But you gave the wrong information at the hospital.
Yeah, well, I'm sorry about that. I'm Cheryl Hooper, he's Neil Rickson, this is his flat and we live here together, all right?
Fine. But Neil isn't here at the moment?
No, he's not.
Oh, that's a pity. Because I'm really going to have to talk to him before I go.
What about?
I need to get a statement from all the witnesses.
He wasn't here.
Neil wasn't here when it happened.
No. Is that what you're thinking? It wasn't an accident and Neil did it.
Did what, Cheryl?
Pushed Michael against the fire, I suppose.
No, we're not saying that.
Well, what are you saying?
We want clarification, that's all. We just want to get it tidied up. Right. So Neil wasn't here, but you were.
Of course I was.
So do you mind telling me exactly what happened?
I've told you once. He fell against the fire. What do you want me to say?
We need to know how he fell against the fire, Cheryl.
I don't know. I was in the kitchen and he was in here. I heard a scream. I ran in and there he was, sitting with his back against the fire. He must have trod on one of them toy cars and slipped backwards. I pulled him away and he screamed again. I didn't know what to do. His sweatshirt was stuck to his back.
And that's when Neil came in, while you were wondering what to do. But he knew what to do, did he?
Oh, I didn't. Neil, he wrapped a wet towel around Michael and, well, we didn't know if that was right or wrong and we went straight up the hospital. I can hear Michael.
She's covering up.
Who for, the boyfriend?
Well, she didn't do it, but she's acting as guilty as sin.
I think I'd be feeling guilty if my kid had fallen against the fire. There's no guard on it for a start.
Was held against the fire.
So maybe it was her.
Odds on the boyfriend. What else has he gone missing?
Is he all right?
He's restless. He can't lie on his back.
Look, I'd like to see him if he's awake.
He's not. Why do you need to see him anyway? The doctor's seen him. He's going to be fine.
Yeah, well, that's good, but I think he's old enough to talk to me just for a minute.
No, he's not. He's only 4. Look, I don't want him frightened.
Come on, I'm not
Look,
frightened.
if Michael says that he fell against the fire, that's all we need to know. Finish. We can leave you in peace.
You said you needed to speak to Neil as well.
Yeah, well, he can come down to the station and give us a statement later. He won't mind doing that, will he?
He shouldn't have to. He hasn't done anything. And neither have I.
Did Neil say where he was going, did he?
No.
What's this?
Mr. Rickson.
Yeah. Hi.
Sergeant Cryer, WPC Ackland, Sunhill Police. Routine inquiry about young Michael's injury.
Yeah, why is that then?
The hospital don't think it was an accident.
They're just being careful. Well, they have to be nowadays, don't they? Mrs. Hooper has told us what she thinks happened. But as you were here part of the afternoon, perhaps you could...
What?
Well, you were here this afternoon, Mr. Rickson, weren't you?
No.
Do you mind telling where you were?
On my way home from the shops.
And what time did you get back then?
About 4:30. I didn't really notice. She was going up the wall and Michael was screaming his head off.
And you took him straight to the hospital?
Of course.
What time did you get back?
About 5:45.
And where have you been since?
Why?
Oh, nothing really. It's just that it seems to me a little bit odd that you should go straight out again, on your own, after the family had been involved in such a traumatic experience.
It was traumatic. And I ate hospitals. I needed some air, so I've been for a walk to calm down. Okay.
Do you have any children of your own, Neil?
What do you mean of my own?
Well, do you have any children? Are you a father?
Of course I'm a father. I'm Michael's father.
Oh, I'm sorry. So Michael is yours and Cheryl's. I'm sorry, we hadn't realised.
He's nothing to do with Cheryl.
I never said he was mine.
So he's not?
No, he's Neil's.
Look, what's the mystery? I was married, I had a kid, I got divorced.
Right. So Michael lives with you, does he?
No, he doesn't live with me. He visits, weekends. The ex unloads him.
And you like having him?
Yeah, I like having him. Sorry if that busts your theory, Sherlock. You know, boyfriend loses rag with living girlfriend's kid.
It happens.
Not here. Fancy a cold beer before you go?
Hello, Michael.
What are you doing out of bed?
I'm sorry to hear about your bad back. Is it better now? Never mind, it soon will be. Why don't you come over here and say hello?
No. Back to bed.
It's all right, Mr. Rickson. This won't take a minute.
What's the point of talking to him? He doesn't know if he's been punched, bored or countersunk.
You know, the doctor at the hospital told me you were the bravest boy he'd ever met. I like your pyjamas. Wish I had a pair like that. Is blue your favourite colour?
He doesn't know his colours.
Green? Do you like green, like the trees? No? Red? Red like the buses? You used to have a red sweatshirt, didn't you? Pity it got spoiled. Can you remember how it got spoiled?
We don't want any of your stories, Michael.
I know it's horrible, but can you remember?
Laura did it.
Sorry?
Laura.
Who's Laura?
Cheryl's lovely daughter.
What about Laura?
We're looking for her. Now, the best thing you can do to help us is to tell us exactly what happened. One of you.
We went out for the day, down to Brighton.
As a family?
No, just Neil and me. We left Laura looking after Michael.
You had Michael here for the weekend and you left him at home with the babysitter for the day? Do you do this every weekend?
I work my guts out all week, pal. I'm entitled to a bit of time off.
Then why have Michael?
He's my son. I've got a right to see him, haven't I?
Mr. Rickson, Laura is under 16. Too young for the offence we are considering. If she did assault Michael, it is you that is going to be nicked for cruelty, for exposing Michael to unnecessary suffering and injury.
Does Laura babysit a lot, Cheryl?
Weekends, yeah.
Okay, why don't you sit down? Does she mind the babysitting?
She's a sport cow. She's had 15 years of her running round after her.
At least I brought her up myself.
So she doesn't like looking after Michael then?
She doesn't mind an hour here and there, but... well, it's not that easy.
He's all right. What does she expect? He's only a kid.
Right, so what you're trying to say is that they don't get on very well, hmm?
Not very, no. He plays her up and she loses her temper.
Does she hit him? Cheryl?
All right, so she gives him a smack now and then. If his mother did more of that, he wouldn't go over the top here every weekend.
We are not talking about a slap here, Mr. Rickson. We're talking about a 4-year-old kid being held against a gas fire till he sticks to it.
There's no way I'm taking the blame for that. No way! She's mental.
She's not! She just hates Michael. She hates you and she hates living here. We should never have moved in.
Too right, the healthy's gone to hell since you did.
It's your idea.
Yeah, but it was you and that miserable Carver daughter that screwed it all up.
Mr. Rickson, I think you ought to sit down. You're in enough trouble as it is.
I've been out looking for her, trying to patch things up.
All right, Neil, calm down. This isn't doing anybody any good. Right. So, now you got back from Brighton at about 4:30, yeah?
Yeah, the weather was bad down there, so we came back early. We got to the front door and we could hear shouting. Laura and Michael having a real go. They didn't hear us come in. And we came through here into the lounge. And there's this terrible screaming. Michael. And there they are, by the fire. Laura pushing him against it, shouting in his face. I think she realised what she'd done before she saw us, because she sort of pulled back. Then she saw us and she ran.
You didn't try to stop her?
Oh, I went straight to help Michael.
She need me in the crotch. That's the kind of girl she is.
She is not! The rest is like I already told you. The wet towel and taking him up the hospital.
Okay. Has she ever run away before, Cheryl?
Never.
Right. Anything else? Sergeant?
I've been out looking for her. What does she want, a medal from the SPCC?
You all right, Sarge?
Yeah, terrific.
Don't you believe the girl did it? Is that typical? Well, I know Rickson's a scumbag, but why make up a story like that? We're going to find the girl and we'd soon find out.
Yeah, and the girl did it.
So what's up then? We're going to nick Rickson anyway, aren't we?
Yeah, for letting it happen.
Sarge? Look, don't slam the door on me, please. Why don't you...
Not leave it, will you? It seems to me everyone's rights are being taken care of here. He's got the right. The ex-wife's got the right. Sounds like the perfect family upbringing.
And since when has that bothered you?
What?
Well, kids that get shoved from pillar to post, it's not exactly rare nowadays.
Are you an expert in the matter now?
No, I never said that.
Well, you're doing very well in there. You could have done without me, really.
Yeah, in the end, I honestly wished you weren't.
Well, that's good coming from someone who can't possibly have a clue about bringing up kids.
Oh, my God. It's the Spinster June syndrome.
No.
Of course it is. And you're the one person I never expected to hear that from.
So what's your view of Laura?
She sounds like a very jealous, frustrated young lady, that's all. You don't have to be an Earth Mother to suss that out.
And whose life is it that gets screwed up in the end, eh? Hers. The boys. Certainly not Rickson's, and certainly not Daffy Cheryl's.
Oh, and you think that's okay with me? You think it only sticks in your gullet because you're the perfect husband and father? Or maybe it's because you're not the perfect husband and father. Maybe you saw a little bit of home back there and you didn't like it. Well, that's your problem, Sergeant. It's not mine.
9-2 from Sierra Oscar.
Go ahead.
Thanks a lot, love. Sierra Oscar from 218 receiving, over.
Go ahead, George.
Yeah, no joy at the second address either, I'm afraid.
643 from Sierra Oscar receiving, over.
643 receiving.
Phone call from a Mrs. Boyce, 42 Telgar Estate.
Is she still here?
That's it. Thanks very much for watching this series of Going for Gold. See you in the next series. Thanks for watching us. Goodbye.
Laura. I'll have to tell him. Look, do you mind if I turn the telly off?
Annie, we need to talk to you.
Look, she's sorry for what she did to the boy. She's a good girl. She's always been good to me.
Laura? Look, your mum's ever so worried about you. Laura?
She doesn't want me. She wants him. And a babysitter.
Come on, we'll take you home.
No! I'm not going back there. I'm not.
Well, how about if we brought your mum here? Would that be all right, Mrs. Boyce? Look, Laura, she loves you very much. She does. I'll stay here.
I'll see you later then.
Yeah. Yeah, I suppose so.
Hey, I will, won't I?
Yeah.
You'll be seeing us as well, Mr. Rixton. Will you get in the back, please? And look after Michael.
You going to try and take Laura away?
Not up to me, Mrs. Hooper.
You are, aren't you? And Michael. Happened to a woman at work. The police broke up her family as well. You got kids?
Yeah?
You should know better then, shouldn't you?